gmna uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening. The new Guilderland Costco just opened its doors, sparking excitement across the capital region, while traffic remains light with only minor delays. Later we'll hear about a sweet mile run at Saratoga High that ends in chocolate milk. Over to you, Diana.
Taste NY Pavilion returns to Congress Park this Saturday, featuring over 20 local chefs showcasing seasonal farm-to-table dishes, with live music beginning at noon.
Admission is free for all ages, while a tasting passport allows participants to collect stamps from each booth, redeemable for a complimentary dessert at the finale.
Local farms such as Willow Creek and Red Barn will supply organic vegetables, while the pavilion's beer garden highlights craft brews from Saratoga's own Green Hill Brewery.
Lots to get to, let's begin. Here are our top stories. Costco Wholesale opened its first Capital Region store in Guilderland on Wednesday, August 5, 2026, bringing a new shopping destination to the area. Russ Tedeschi has the full story.
Doors swung open today at the new wholesale megastore on Route 27, marking the Capital Region's first Costco. Shoppers streamed in early Wednesday, August 5, 2026, filling the expansive parking lot with a mix of families, retirees, and delivery trucks. Inside, the familiar warehouse layout unfolded, towering aisles of bulk goods, a wide selection of fresh produce, and the iconic food court offering pizza and hot dogs. Local residents noted the convenience of having a single-stop retailer nearby, cutting trips to Albany or Troy. Management welcomed the community, cutting a ribbon beside the large blue and red signage that now dominates the Guilderland skyline. The store is expected to draw shoppers from across the region. Russ Tedeschi, GMNA News, Guilderland.
Shake Shack has opened a stand-alone restaurant today in Stuyvesant Plaza, bringing its signature burgers and shakes to downtown Saratoga Springs. The new location marks the chain's first independent outlet in the Capital Region, adding a popular fast food choice for residents and visitors alike. The sleek, glass-fronted eatery occupies a former retail space on the plaza's main thoroughfare, offering indoor seating as well as a curbside pickup window. Management said the opening aligns with the city's summer surge of tourists drawn by the race meet and festival season. Early patrons reported short lines and a lively atmosphere, while nearby businesses anticipate increased foot traffic. The restaurant will remain open through the summer months, with plans to expand the menu later this season. Its menu features the classic Shack burger, crinkle-cut fries, and a rotating selection of seasonal shakes, including a strawberry lime blend launched for the summer.
Last month, the Saratoga County Chamber of Commerce announced that the Belmont Stakes Racing Festival broke the county's revenue record. The three-day celebration, now in its third year, pulled in an unprecedented stream of visitors, filling hotels, restaurants, and downtown Broadway with out-of-town guests. Officials said the economic impact topped previous festivals by a wide margin, adding millions of dollars to local tax receipts and supporting dozens of seasonal jobs. The surge was credited to the high-stakes races, live music stages, and the popular food truck lineup that drew crowds from across the Capital Region. City leaders praised the boost as a timely lift for businesses still feeling the tail end of summer heat, and they expect the success to reinforce Saratoga's reputation as the nation's premier racing destination. Local officials hope the momentum will carry into next summer's events, keeping the Spa City thriving.
Zante Greek Kitchen opened on Friday, August 5, 2026 at 1814 Western Avenue in Guilderland, adding Mediterranean flavor to the community and replacing the former Athos spot. Bridget Halloran has the full story.
Inside the newly painted storefront on Western Avenue, Zante Greek Kitchen swings its doors open for the first time on Friday, August 5, 2026. The modest space, which once housed the Athos restaurant, now greets diners with whitewashed walls, blue accents, and the scent of fresh oregano drifting from the open kitchen. Behind the bar, a rotating menu of classic souvlaki, grilled octopus, and house-made tzatziki sits alongside a curated wine list that highlights Greek vineyards. Early patrons spill onto the sidewalk, sampling honey-drizzled baklava while a local musician strings a mandolin in the background. The opening brings a Mediterranean flavor to the neighborhood, expanding the dining options for residents nearby. Bridget Halloran, GMNA News, Western Avenue.
The historic Ulysses S. Grant flag has been returned to its home at the Grant Cottage State Historic Site after a wait of 141 years. The banner, which originally covered President Grant's casket in 1885, arrived this week on a climate-controlled pallet and was unfurled inside the restored summer residence. Site staff said the preservation effort underscores the cottage's role in keeping national heritage alive for visitors. Curators highlighted the flag's delicate fabric and the careful restoration work that allowed it to travel safely from the Smithsonian to Saratoga County. The reunion ceremony drew local officials, historians, and a handful of descendants who watched as the emblem was placed alongside period furnishings. The cottage, perched above the Hudson, now offers a tangible link to the 19th century commander-in-chief for anyone touring the historic grounds. Later we'll hear how NOVUS is turning the Saratoga race course into fashion, plus a look at today's traffic. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news. Welcome back. NOVUS, a brand founded by two brothers who turned their passion for Saratoga racecourse into a fashion line, has unveiled a new collection right at the historic track's merchandise tent. The apparel line draws on the venue's storied past, featuring retro racing silks, track-inspired logos, and colors that echo the famous summer meet. Fans strolling the grandstand can now purchase shirts, caps, and jackets that celebrate the iconic Saratoga experience. The brothers say the pieces are meant to give longtime supporters a tangible memory of the races they love. The launch coincides with the peak of the summer meet, giving visitors a fresh way to show pride in the track's legacy while enjoying the season's festivities. The tent, just beyond the grandstand, offers limited edition pieces with the horseshoe emblem and Spa City script, tying Springs to racing.
Saratoga Bridges and Arc New York pulled $60,000 at the 23rd annual J. Michael Fitzgibbons Golf Classic Monday at McGregor Links, supporting services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Russ Tedeschi has the full story.
At the McGregor Links Country Club on Monday, the 23rd annual J. Michael Fitzgibbons Golf Classic pulled together more than $60,000 for Saratoga Bridges and its partner Arc New York. The tournament's proceeds will flow into programs that serve adults and youth with intellectual and developmental disabilities, many of which have long struggled for stable funding. Participants teed off under clear skies, while volunteers rotated through registration, hospitality, and a silent auction that featured local art and sports memorabilia. Organizers highlighted the event's role in expanding community support and ensuring essential services remain available. The fundraiser marks another milestone for the nonprofit's efforts to broaden outreach across Saratoga Springs. Russ Tedeschi, GMNA News, McGregor Links.
Campability Saratoga, together with the Saratoga Lions Club, wrapped up a week-long sleepaway camp for blind and visually impaired youth at Skidmore College last week. 15 campers arrived on campus for a full schedule of outdoor adventures, arts, and team-building activities. Each participant was paired with a dedicated coach, many of whom returned as mentors after having attended the program themselves. The camp emphasized independence, confidence, and friendship, offering everything from guided hikes in the nearby park to adaptive sports on the college fields. Organizers said the one-to-one mentorship model helped campers try new experiences safely while building lasting connections. Families and volunteers praised the supportive atmosphere that turned a summer getaway into a memorable learning experience for all involved. The program adds to Saratoga's reputation for inclusive summer opportunities, reinforcing the city's long-standing commitment to youth enrichment.
Last Saturday, the Saratoga High School track hosted the first annual Chocolate Milk Mile, a mile-long dash that ended with participants sipping chilled chocolate milk at the finish line. The novelty race was organized by senior Cole Harris and drew more than 100 runners from the school and surrounding neighborhoods. Despite sweltering August heat, volunteers kept the course shaded and provided water stations, while a portable cooler held the milk for the post-race treat. Proceeds from entry fees and a local dairy sponsor will fund the boys and girls cross-country programs, which rely on community support each season. Coaches praised the turnout, noting the event's fun vibe and its boost to fundraising efforts. The mile concluded with cheers from spectators gathered along the track's grandstand, marking a sweet start to what organizers hope becomes a yearly tradition.
The Saratoga Regional YMCA is calling members, volunteers, alumni and supporters to submit items for a time capsule celebrating its 160-year legacy, to be sealed in Saratoga Springs on August 26. Bridget Halloran has the full story.
At the Saratoga Regional YMCA, staff are putting out a call for community contributions to a time capsule that will be sealed later this month. The sealing ceremony is set for August 26, 2026, marking the organization's 160-year milestone of service. Anyone who has been a member, volunteer, employee, alumni, or supporter is invited to donate objects, photographs, letters, or other keepsakes that capture life in Saratoga Springs. Submissions can be dropped off at the YMCA's front desk or mailed in before the ceremony, giving future generations a snapshot of today's neighborhood. The capsule will be buried on the YMCA grounds as part of the anniversary celebrations. Bridget Halloran, GMNA News, Saratoga Springs.
Let's get a look at tonight's forecast with our meteorologist, staying right here.
A swarming jet stream from the southwest is pushing lingering drizzle into a quick evening dry down. On this date, the all-time high for Saratoga Springs stands at 90 degrees, set in 2022 during an early season heat wave that broke several regional records. The record low is 56 degrees, recorded in 2017 when an Arctic surge slipped unusually far south. Normal high for August 6th hovers around 83 degrees, while the normal low sits near 66 degrees, so today's temperature sits well above the climatological average, but still shy of the historic peak. The live radar shows a thin band of drizzle marching eastward across the Capital District, originating near the western foothills at 4 p.m. and intensifying through 5 p.m. By 6 p.m., the core has shifted just east of the city and is thinning out. With the jet stream aloft from the southwest, the moisture will be swept out of the area by 7 p.m., leaving a mostly clear sky for the night. At 6 p.m., the thermometer reads 88 degrees, feeling like 99, with a lingering drizzle and cloud cover at 62%. Humidity sits at 67%, and the wind is a gentle 4 miles per hour from the southwest, though gusts may reach 15 miles per hour later this evening. Pressure is near average and rising, signaling drier, more stable air moving in behind the jet stream, which is streaming at 59 miles per hour from the southwest at 597 hPa. The UV index holds at 7, and no alerts are in effect. As the drizzle clears, temperatures will drop to 75 degrees by 7 p.m. and continue a steady descent toward a low of 64 degrees after midnight, with clear skies prevailing. Friday brings a high of 84 degrees and a low of 70 degrees under an overcast veil, as a lingering trough forces cloud cover but keeps temperatures modest. Saturday's high holds at 84 with a low of 68. A clear sky dominates the day, yet a 45% chance of rain lingers in the afternoon as a weak front pushes inland. Sunday remains warm at 84 degrees, low slipping to 63, and a 20% rain probability as the upper ridge builds. Monday's high of 82 and low of 63 will be mainly clear, though a 25% chance of showers persists near dusk. Tuesday turns wet, with a high of 82, low of 64, and a 45% chance of rain as a low-pressure system slides up the Hudson Valley. No weather alerts are active for the period. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic's moving smoothly, the Taste NY Pavilion kicks off, and Kuma Ani Ramen shines in our chamber spotlight. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news. Major disruption today comes from public transport changes. CDTA has eliminated routes 451 and 452, swapping them for an on-demand flex service that operates from noon until 7 p.m. Riders who normally board at the downtown hub or the Southside Park and Ride will need to request a vehicle through the app or by phone and expect a 5 to 10 minute wait during peak periods. Traffic remains light. Interstate 87 runs smoothly, travel times normal. US Route 9 through downtown shows no backups, and Route 50 between the college and the village moves freely. County Road 46 near the racetrack is clear, and the Saratoga Lake Loop sees occasional slowdowns at the park entrance. Expect minor slowdowns this afternoon as school dismissals add a few cars near the high school, but overall commuters should reach their destinations without delay. Keep an eye on the Flex rollout if you rely on bus service.
Tonight, the Philadelphia Orchestra returns to the Saratoga Performing Arts Center under the open-air summer sky for a Mozart and Mahler evening, featuring soloist Geneva Canny Mason, classic masters performed by soaring strings and world-class musicians, a must-see for any music lover. If you're looking for a little thrill on the track, the Saratoga Low Roller Contest is in full swing at the Saratoga Racecourse, where bettors compete for bragging rights and a coveted low roller trophy every Thursday and Sunday. And just steps away, the Taste NY Pavilion at the racecourse offers a sampling of New York-made foods and drinks, from local farms to artisanal bakeries, perfect for a quick bite between the action. Don't miss tomorrow's National Museum of Racing Hall of Fame induction at the Fasig-Tipton building, where the new class will be honored and inductees share stories, a celebration of the sports legends you won't want to miss. And now here's James with sports.
Summer racing heats up, while the Mets chase momentum in the Capital Region. Equine Edge released the early August Saratoga race course results, listing each winner, field entries, and payout structures. Those performances sharpen the form picture as connections eye the late August Travers Stakes, and local bettors can gauge which speed figures may translate to the championship day. The Travers Stakes is set for August 22nd at Saratoga, marking the season's premier showdown for 3-year-olds. Trainers will target this race with horses that have shown late summer form, and fans should watch the emerging speed duel between the early season sprinters and classic distance contenders. The New York Mets rallied in the 10th to defeat the Cleveland Guardians after forcing extras with a 9th-inning tie. Lindor and Bichette sparked the comeback, underscoring the club's late-inning resilience as they chase a playoff push, while the bullpen's role remains under the microscope. The Giants entered their 7th training camp practice at the Greenbrier, with fans invited to watch. Coach John Harbaugh emphasized a chase for perfection, while all eyes remain on Odell Beckham's performance as the wide receiver battles for a starting role. On this day in 1932, Jacob Ruppert signed Babe Ruth to the Yankees, cementing a partnership that propelled the club into an era of dominance. Remembering the owner's vision highlights how front office decisions can define a franchise's legacy. Safety Tyler Nubin, a former Minnesota ballhawk drafted in the 2nd round, has yet to translate his collegiate interception numbers into the NFL. The Giants hope an opportunistic defensive scheme will unlock his playmaking instincts and solidify the secondary after recent free agency exits.
Kuma Ani Ramen Shop at 23 to 24 Division Street in downtown Saratoga Springs is set to open its 4th location this October. The beloved Capital Region ramen spot, known for its silky broth and noodles, will roll out its signature bubble tea menu, giving locals a new place to gather after work or on a weekend stroll. The shop's expansion reflects downtown's growing appetite for dining and adds a venue to the street's eclectic mix. The opening creates several jobs for neighborhood residents, and the owners will host a community ramen night monthly, inviting local artists to showcase their work. For many of us who grew up watching the city's culinary scene evolve, Kuma Ani feels like a homegrown comfort, one bowl at a time. Up next, discover why Moe Road is closed after a culvert washout, and the power outage at the new Guilderland Costco.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news. Welcome back. The Saratoga County Department of Transportation has closed a portion of Moe Road after a culvert washout created unsafe conditions, urging drivers to follow alternate routes while repairs continue. Russ Tedeschi has the full story.
Police tape flutters across the cracked pavement of Moe Road as crews block off a half-mile stretch after a culvert gave way beneath the surface. The closure was enacted in August 2026 after the washout was reported. Water has eroded the pipe, leaving a sinkhole that makes the roadway unsafe for any traffic. The Saratoga County Department of Transportation posted barricades early this morning, directing motorists to detour around the town via County Route 2 and Main Street. Officials say repairs will begin once the damaged culvert is removed and a new concrete liner installed, a process that could take several days. Drivers are urged to follow the posted signs and avoid the area until the work is finished. Russ Tedeschi, GMNA News, Saratoga.
Costco's debut on Western Avenue in Guilderland was marred by a power outage shortly after opening, plunging the interior into darkness with shoppers inside. Talia Whitcomb has the full story.
Power flickered off just minutes after Costco Wholesale opened its doors on Western Avenue in Guilderland, leaving the interior in darkness. Shoppers who had already begun browsing were caught in the sudden outage, prompting staff to usher customers toward the exits while maintenance crews investigated. Store managers said a technical malfunction triggered the loss of electricity on location's very first day of operation. The blackout lasted roughly 15 minutes before generators kicked in and lights returned, allowing the aisles to reopen. Employees used flashlights to guide patrons through the electronics and grocery sections, and emergency lighting highlighted the exit signs. No injuries were reported, and officials said the issue will be fully resolved before the store reopens. Traffic outside slowed as drivers waited for the situation to clear. Talia Whitcomb, GMNA News, Western Avenue.
Thanks, Saratoga Springs, for tuning in. Tonight's highlight, the historic Ulysses S. Grant flag's return to the county cottage, reminded us of our rich heritage. I appreciate your curiosity and support. Join us tomorrow for more local stories and fresh perspectives. Until then, stay safe and keep the conversation alive.